Hello, Mamas!
Hello pa, ma'am.
Yes, and mga Mamas and Papas, as usual, because Jeff is not available currently, we have again our special co-host guest, Dr. Brian Anduiza. Yes! Yes. Yes, and on this video, I believe everybody can relate because we will be discussing about how to get over your past love. Ayan. So, Doc Brian, ready ka na ba to discuss love stories?
Pwede naman. Open naman ako dyan.
Okay, so mga mamas, yes, so mga mamas and papas, please don't go away. So, mga mamas and papaps, this video, we will be discussing ways or methods on how you can get over someone if you get heartbroken. Alam nyo mga mamas and papaps, there's really no magic or easy way to get through this. But we will try to provide you certain tips on what you can do in order to get over someone you love if your relationship didn't end well, 'di ba, Doc Brian? Yes. So ikaw muna, Doc Brian. Marami ka na ba palang experience for being being heartbroken?
I mean, sakto lang yung experience ko, pero I think enough naman yung experience ko para mag-share sa inyong lahat na how you can move on easily ngayong ganyang mga situation.
Okay. So, ano yung sakto? Meron bang measurement?
Meron na yun. Anyway, para sa akin, ang first advice ko on how to move on is, one is, i-avoid nyo muna yung social media when you're moving on. Kasi the moment na mag-detox ka muna sa social media para mas madali ka mag-move on. Kasi ito naman yung mga memories nyo, nakikita mo masaya siya, nakikita mo, alam mo, hindi ka magiging comfortable. Kasi lalo mo parang sinasaktan sa sarili mo kasi ang dami mo nakikita ang bagay. Social media tends to make you react on things and makes you misunderstand things kasi nga, ando doon lahat ng connections and memories you together. So in avoiding that, mas madali ka makakamove on sa loved one mo. Ayun. Kayo ba, Doktora?
I think I agree on that. Kasi right now, even if you're not heartbroken, sometimes you need to detoxify from social media. Yeah. The second for me, for me as a tip is, you try to allow yourself, I know it's going to be difficult, but try to allow yourself to feel that emotion and hurt. Hindi ba? Kasi recently, there's this K-drama that the title is, It is Okay Not to Be Okay. And I think when you're going through a broken heart, it is okay not to be okay. And as I've mentioned, mga mamas and papaps, there is a video that we did about how to deal with depression. And I mentioned there that for me, when I get heartbroken, I normally have to have one night or one day wherein I need to get it out of my system. So I have to cry, I have to, drink and all this crazy stuff just to get it out. And once it's out, the following day, even with the hangover, I have the tendency to that is my first step to move on. Kasi you have to move forward eh. So, this involves, feeling all the hurt and the disappointment that you got from a failed relationship. And for me, it works. Ikaw ba, how long do you normally go through before you end up doing the acceptance thing?
Medyo, depende doktor, depende po eh. Depende sa gaano ba kalaki or kalalim yung pinagsamahan namin ng loved one ko before ko nagsulat. Usually kasi, even though na kahit saglit lang yung moment na together kayo, it means the most sa'yo eh. Kaya it really takes time to heal any kind of mood, lalo na pagdating sa love-related issues.
Okay. So, ano susunod mong suggestion, Doc?
Ang sunod kong suggestion is find someone who you can talk out yung feelings. Kasi yun nga, parang ginagawa nyo, kung kayo ay nilalabas nyo yung emotions through drinking, through doing stuff, ako naman, ang suggestion ko is i-release nyo through talking it out. Mas magandang may ibang perspective para maintindihan nyo kung ano yung naging cause ng away nyo, ano yung tingin mong nagproblema sa'yo, ano yung circumstances nag-cause at bakit kayo nagkaroon ng ganong problema at nag-end up na maghiwalay. So, in terms of talking, looking for someone na maiintindihan ka sa lahat ng bagay and will accept you sa lahat ng bagay na ginawa mo would make it easier to be accept kung anong situation na nangyari sa'yo.
So, who is this person normally for you?
Ako usually, pwede friends, pwede yung mga kapatid mo or loved ones mo, someone na talagang nakakakilala sa'yo ng genuinely at hindi ka basta-basta parang, kumbaga magiging bias sa iyong mga actions. Actually, yun yung pinakamahirap hanapin sa tao eh. Someone authentic enough to tell you kung saan ka nagkakamali, anong problema sa'yo, yet won't judge you and still understand you sa ganung kind of tao ka.
Kaya lang, isn't it a little bit difficult, especially for people who are quite private? Di ba kasi may mga tao na they have difficulty of sharing their private things in their life to someone else. So, ako kasi wala akong problem na ganon. But may mga mamas and papas probably out there na medyo secretive yung personality nila. They don't like sharing something private to someone else, di ba? So, ikaw, basically, sino pinupuntahan mo talaga? Is a best friend or your parents or...
Best friend is either my best friend or yung mga family members or sister ko, ganun. Kasi sila parang sa akin, sila parang immediate, parang saklolo ko kapag in times of my need. Kumbaga sila yung parang pinakamalapit sa akin and would understand me inside and outside sa lahat ng actions na ginagawa pa ako. So I guess sila yung pinaka-best judge of my character pagdating sa mga ganitong bagay.
Okay. Now, the next is, sa akin, mga mamaps and papaps, in order for one to get over someone is to keep yourself busy. Diba? Diba? Yun yung discussions natin prior to doing our video. It is good, especially if you are a workaholic, diba? Sometimes it helps when you are busy and you don't get to think about being heartbroken when you are busy, di ba? Oh, yon. So, ikaw ba, Doc Brian, pagka ganon, does it not affect your quality of work when you're heartbroken?
Actually, minsan nga pati nga yung decision minsan na-apektuhan eh. Pero the moment naman na mas pinokus mo sa mga responsibilities or mas yung may kailangan pa mga bagay, I think na napapatungan yung responsibilities over yung emotions mo. Kaya instead na isipin mo na heartbroken ka, isipin mo lang kung paano magagawa yung ganung bagay.
Ayan. So mga mamaps and papaps, if you like our suggestion, give us a thumbs up. Ayan. And then, of course, please don't forget to click that subscribe button. Yan. And Dr. Brian, para ma-notify sila every time we upload, what do they need to hit?
They need to hit the bell button para subscribe sila sa akin. And also, don't forget to like, share,
the notification bell. Ay, pakiulit, Doc Brian. The notification bell. Okay. And then, ano yun, Doc?
Yun nga, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button so you can be more updated sa mga happenings namin dito sa Official Plan.
Correct. And please don't forget to comment below what you yourself
Yeah.
can suggest to our mamaps and papaps, what they can do to get over their past love. O, di ba? O yung mga ex nila na jowa or boyfriend or ano na ba mga terminologies ngayon, Doc Brian? Kasi parang out of ano na ako yung mga terms nilang ginagamit.
Basta ang alam kong lagi sinasabi ng mga tao is bawal maging marupok. Lagi na maging marupok.
Okay, so
Like, konting himas lang, wala na agad.
so ano pang suggestion mo, Doc Bri, for last suggestion on how to get over?
Ako ang last suggestion ko is, again, yung nga, learn to love yourself. Even though mahihirap, kailangan intindihin mo kung things became too abusive, things became too toxic pa para sa'yo, learn to love yourself. Sarili muna yung ailahanin natin bago yung ibang tao. Kasi once you are able to learn to love yourself, mas madali ka move on, mas magiging healthy ka as a human being.
Yes,
Again, Dr. Jin, kayo ba, how do you love yourself?
Well, first kasi mga mamaps and papaps, loving yourself is keeping who you are as a person. You know, kasi there are times na we tend to allow ourselves to be used and abused because we keep on defending our relationship kahit hindi na siya healthy. So kaya nga mga mamaps and papaps, no matter how much we love our person, sometimes loving is also letting go, 'di ba? Kasi pag hindi na siya healthy, you have to let it go. Ayan. Kaya nga mga mamas and papaps, I hope na ang Pilipinas ang magkaroon na ng divorce kahit na papatayin ako ng Catholic Church, pero sa akin I think nobody wants to get into marriage or in a relationship thinking that it will fail. But sometimes things happen. S happen. Alam niyo na yung gusto kong sabihin. These things happen and there are times that you just have to say goodbye and move forward. I believe naman kasi mga mamaps and papaps, if there is no wasted experience. Ayan. So, we will always learn something out of this failed relationship at baka naman later on mga mamaps and papaps, we will end up finding someone else and have a better relationship with them, 'di ba? Ngayon, kaya nga yun yung I think the best to move on. Find another partner. Ayun. So, ayan mga mamas and papaps, we hope that you get to learn simple life hacks to get out of, feeling heartbroken. Ayan. Don't lose hope because life continues and there's always hope when if you're still alive, di ba? Ayun. So, mga mamas and papas, yes, thank you so much, Dr. Brian, for, temporarily, replacing Jack for the meantime that he is not available. Maraming salamat. Okay. So, mga mamas and papas, yes, thank you so much, Doc Bri. Bye-bye, mga mamas and papas.